It is unapologetically QI entering the building again, back with some news and politics that we can use. However, I'm going to go ahead and let this one rip. Normally, I try to wait a minute or two, but I'm going to go ahead and let this one rip because this one is for the algorithm. St. Paul, Minnesota, and this is my reference is AP News, but St. Paul, Minnesota, a Republican Minnesota state senator who was caught in a sting operation resigned under fire Thursday after he was charged with soliciting a minor for prostitution. Let me repeat that for the people in the back. A Republican Minnesota state senator who was caught in a sting operation resigned under fire Thursday after he was charged with soliciting a minor for prostitution, stepping down before the Senate could vote on whether to expel him or not. You know how it goes on jobs, right? They say we could do this the easy way or we could do this the hard way. So they ask for your resignation. And if you resist giving up your resignation. Resignation means you give up benefits and and so on and so on. If they have to take it into their hands, there would have been a vote. And 9 times out of 10, they probably would have voted to get rid of him. But with the Republicans, we don't know because, the Republicans now advocate against children, advocate against women, and they promote these types of crimes, these types of, things happening to women and children. And that was for the lack of a better word. But Justin Eichorn of Grand Rapids submitted his resignation in a brief email to Governor Tim Walz, saying, "I must focus on personal matters at this time. It has been an honor to serve in the Minnesota Senate." His former colleagues expressed relief. Decision action needed to take place, and we did not want this to cloud up the issues of the budget going forward. And the things that Minnesotans really need, Senator Minority Leader Mark Johnson of East Grand Forks told reporters. So we want to take care of this quickly and be done with this. So they forced, apparently, according to what I'm reading and what I see, is they forced them out. They said that the budget was more important right now. The budget cuts, that they're trying to do, like how they have, they want to give Elon Musk billions of dollars a day, yet, want to take away $4 away from the, feeding children, women and children, want to take like 60 some dollars, if that, 40 some dollars a day, if that, away from, like seniors and disabled people and veterans. So, they're more focused on, making America starve again, make America sorrowful again. making America look crazy again. They're more focused on that. So Eichorn, 40, has been jailed since his arrest in Bloomington on Monday in an undercover operation targeting commercial sex involving juveniles. 666666666. 666666666. Federal defender Aaron Morrison, who represented Eichorn only for the purposes of Thursday's brief hearing, told the court that Eichorn, I'm sorry, I cannot, it's so hard for me to pronounce because there's an R in it, right? But it's Eichorn, was still in process of hiring a private lawyer. Morrison declined to take questions afterwards. The nameplate on Eichorn's desk in the Senate chamber was removed before Thursday's floor session. So they hurried up and packed him up and got him right on up out of there. They packed him up and got him right. They said, no. We already got enough things going against us. Our proven ratings are down, and they're trying to get us out of here. So we're gonna get you out of here before they link you with us. But it's too late. It's too late, MAGA. It is too late, Republicans. Afterward, Johnson said the charge was so severe and the charging documents so very damning that his members agreed unanimously that the rare step of expulsion was justified and they were prepared to vote him out. So he was already voted out. And he probably saw the writing on the wall when writing on the wall already. This would have been a cloud hanging over the Senate. We don't need another one of those, he said. So now we're able to get back to work. Investigators had placed multiple ads online offering sex for money, according to the charging documents. Eichorn exchanged text messages with an undercover officer purporting to be a 17-year-old girl for several days until they arranged a meetup where he was arrested. So he pretended to be a girl. Now, I know that they're not allowed to give identifying information about the victims, but was this victim a boy? Interesting. Was this victim a boy? I saw your post and chance you are still available tonight. One asks, according to an FBI affidavit, while in a later message asks, what's a guy gotta do to get with the hottest girl online tonight? So you're talking to a 17-year-old girl, telling her she's the hottest girl, knowing that 17-year-olds are very influential and very influenced by peer pressure. That is so sick, y'all. That is so sick. This is so sick. This is so sick, but this is just like during the Republican National Convention. They said that a lot of those gay apps like Grindr and stuff like that were blowing up and they were full. Maybe this explains that. After his arrest, officers seized 2 cell phones, a condom, and $129 in cash. So he was going to pay this 17-year-old $129 in cash. At 17, $129 might seem like a lot. At 30 or 40 or at a mature grown age, I don't think you'll barely be able to pay one bill with that these days because of the Republicans and MAGA. After the federal charge is attempted coercion and enticement of a minor to engage in prostitution. 6 other suspects were arrested in the sting, prosecutors said. Federal prosecutor Lee Ann Bell declined after Thursday's hearing to say why federal authorities had taken over the case from the county prosecutors. According to Eichorn profile, which has now been removed from the Senate website, he is married with 4 children. He's listed his profession as entrepreneur and was first elected in 2016. He got some national attention earlier this month as one sponsor of a not very serious bill. So this was a joke. He's child-minded too. This was a joke, y'all. It was a not so serious bill that he tried to get passed. Um, one to enact a Trump derangement syndrome as a mental illness. Wanting to try to make Trump deranged syndrome as a mental illness. And he's talking about Republican and Trump supporters. He is talking about MAGA. MAGA, this man jokingly said that he wanted a bill for the January 6 people, for all of you diehard Republican, diehard MAGA supporters. He played around and he tried to, or he acted as though there needed to be a bill called Trump derangement syndrome as a mental illness. So he's calling his supporters, Republican supporters, and MAGA, the Trump deranged people and mentally ill. So, if that don't tell you something again, the governor, who had been among the many Democrats who also called for Eichorn's resignation, will have to call a special session to fill the empty seat. So they're going to have to call a special sessions to fill a Minnesota seat. And hopefully, y'all go out there and vote. And hopefully it becomes blue. Let's go blue. Turn this seat blue, please. No more people. We don't need any more people that's trying to solicit minors for prostitution. No more of that. No more people who want to take food from the elderly. No more people who want to take housing, clothing, shelter from the disfranchised. No more of that. No more people who feel entitled and who are self-centered and who only think about themselves, because this man was married with 4 children as well. And I don't know, the gender of his children, but hopefully none of those are daughters. Hopefully none of those are girls. But the Northern Minnesota district voted heavily for President Donald Trump in the November election. Senate Democrats have come under GOP fire for protecting Democratic Senator Nicole Mitchell of the Woodbury, who was arrested last spring on a felony charge for allegedly burglarizing her estranged stepmother's home. So, really. And then let's not forget that, like, we've elected a felon. So I guess now going forward, you can become president even with the felony convictions or felony convictions, because our current president has about 38 felony convictions. So, it no longer matters whether or not you're a felon or not, because you can serve as president these days, according to this new government. But Senate Majority Leader Erin Murphy of St. Paul said she was glad that Eichorn resigned, but drew a distinction between his case and Mitchell's case. There's a big difference between that, because Mitchell's case, the Democrats, seems like a family matter. It might have been a family matter, where as he was taking advantage of a child, a underage child. He was old enough to be that child's father. She said letting him return would have put interns and other Senate employees at risk. It would have been safe. It would have been a safety concern. And they might need to do some investigating now. But at any rate, it is hard to conceive of a way that Eichorn could have returned to the Capitol to operate in any way other than putting others at risk. Murphy told reporters, "It's a night and a day situation, and they're not comparable." Yeah, it's a day and night situation. It's not comparable at all. But that's what the Republicans do. That's what the Republicans do. They'll take a minor Democratic issue and then they'll like, well, what about them? What about them? They did this, they did that. To the Republicans, everything is the Democrats' fault when it's actually their fault. Like the state of the economy right now is Trump's fault. When Trump came in office, there was a good economy, and that was due to Obama. But then he wanted to sit around and take credit, and then bad mouth and take away everything that, everything good that Obama did. And what's sad is people fall for it, not knowing that they're recipients, not knowing that they're benefactors, not knowing that a lot of this stuff like DEI, also, gives them a better quality of life or gives them opportunities as well. People definitely need to learn policies. They definitely need to dig in and stop falling for the propaganda, because we got Russian bots, we got Elon Musk, the Doge hackers, and things running around feeding false propaganda. You have to do your research. You have to do your research. And I understand, because not everybody's political savvy. Not everybody, has the time to research politics. But definitely, before jumping to conclusions just because it sounds good, just because, everybody else is running around saying it, because it's a lot of the blind leading the blind. It's a lot of cult following. And a lot of people voted that way because of extreme religious beliefs, or, extreme misogyny. It was one or the other, and women can be misogynist as well. But, I wanted to bring that story forward, and basically push the fact that we have some, special seat elections coming up. Can we please get out here and vote and turn those seats blue? I think Florida has one, Minnesota, and a few other spots. I think there's like 4 at this point. Can we turn those seats blue? And can we get rid of Chuck Schumer, who's a traitor to the Democrats? He's a Republican pretending to be a Democrat. Let's get rid of him. Let's do him like y'all just did Justin here. Let's get him right on up out of there. But and y'all continue to fight, stand up. It's our rights. We hired these people. Whether you're Republican or Democrat, you hired these people. And you hired them to do what's the best for you, for your survival, for your family survival, for generational survival. And at the end of the day, it's no race, it's an island. We're all in this together. This is not a black thing, a white thing. And really at the end of the day, although it greatly affects women, whatever race, and children, whatever race, it also affects males. So y'all please get out here and vote. Y'all please get out here and stand. Y'all call y'all local Congress, Senate, local politicians, aldermen, and y'all tell them, we need y'all to fight harder. Fight harder, because Trump wants to be a dictator. He wants to be a king. He said this several times. He said that he's going to try to make this be the last election that we ever vote in. Once things are placed into law, then that's it. Because people are like, oh, can they do that? And a lot of these people, like, they can't do that, are the main people that don't vote, don't engage in politics, so they don't know how things work. Yes, you can vote things in, and it, it's easy for once these things get voted in, we got to live under that. And it's hard to get out of that. I know a lot of us at our age and stuff, a lot of the people who actually lived through Jim Crow, like, are no longer living, or they might not even like be competent enough right now to even understand what's going on. But for the ones that are, they can tell you that ain't no, like, people of this generation where we're conditioned to like just simple things, air conditioning. We're conditioned to heat. We're conditioned to being able to order stuff online, order stuff. We're conditioned. We're conditioned to the easy. Y'all are not going to be ready for that hard way. Y'all are not going to be ready for, like, you have to grow your own food. You have to do this. You have to do that. And then we're not, like, in terms of to my black, people, we're not set up. We should have been along the way working on our own corporations, our own economic strong force. But instead, we were too busy fighting each other. We were too busy men degrading women. Black men were too busy degrading women instead of being the leaders that they so-called supposed to be. And making sure that we had a strong economics. But at any rate, when you look at the majority, because in politics, it's the majority. I don't know why God or the universe did this, but women always outnumber men. I don't know if that was to repopulate the earth or what, but women have always, in whatever race or whatever, haplogroup, whatever, they've always outnumbered the men. So, your with your power being in numbers, it is the women. Black women have been the strong force of our economic system. Black women are the strong force in voting. So stop disrespecting, stop trying to mind boggle, mind screw, colonize, oppress Black women, Black men. And for any rate, that stands with any woman. That's the next generation. That's the vital reporter of life. Common sense. Drop them egos. Drop them egos. These self-inflated egos. And, let's look at survival. But at any rate, until next time, peace, love, harmony, food, shelter, water, clothing, survival. And this is Unapologetically QI. I'm exiting the building. I may be back, live a little later. I'm trying to knock off my list because I got a lot of content that I'm scratching out. That's why I'm like pushing them, because I got a lot of content that I'm knocking out. I got content backed up for eons, and every day something new happens. But at any rate, until next time, I'm exiting a building and I'm out. Love. One. Peace.